quality, these three chapters we have completed: quality philosophy, quality standards and prices, quality function deployment. And I have also provided you the link for the Lean Six Sigma. So you can go through it. If we get time, then we can later on have a look at Lean Six Sigma. But this is not very difficult. You can very easily understand it. The links that I have provided, basically the class, the earlier class link I have given. So we have completed the part of in design of experiments. We have completed the part of full factorial design. So in future,
Sir, your voice is.
Yes, hello. Okay, if my voice breaks, you don't need to worry, because I am recording the lecture right now and I will upload it, so you can go through it, no problem later on.
Okay, sir.
There are some internet problem, so no problem. I will upload this lecture. So basically, we will focus now on the fractional factorial design and then Taguchi-Roba's design. So we will be completing the third chapter, and we will also little bit focus on the the quality tools. Okay, because this is a huge chapter, fifth chapter. This is a very lengthy chapter. Okay. After that, we will be completing the sixth chapter, acceptance sampling. So we will be able to complete the entire syllabus. So today we will focus on the fractional factorial design. Okay. So let's take a look at. Okay. So in case of full factorial design, we have seen that you consider all the possible combinations for all the parameters. But as the number of factor goes up, or the levels of factors goes up, then what happens? The number of runs also increase. So we need to conduct more number of experiments. So we will be wasting more time and also money. So that's why it is better to conduct fractional factorial design, because in fractional factorial design there are some typical characteristics of fractional factorial design by means of which we can reduce the number of experiments. Okay, so what are those tricks and why it is possible at all, that we will check. Suppose you have two factors, x1 and x2, okay, and you are conducting a full factorial design. What will happen? There will be 4 runs: high, 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 low, low, high, low, low. This kind of all possible combinations you will have. Okay. So now, if you introduce one new factor, for example, x3, okay, and also accordingly, in case of your two-factor based full factorial design, x1 and x2 will be based on the possible combinations, the plus or minus sign you can have. Now, if you introduce one more factor, for example, the x3, okay, then what will happen? Then you will have to conduct, if you want to go for full factorial design, then there will be 2 to the power 3 runs. That means you need to conduct 8 possible experiments. Okay. So earlier you have seen the 8 possible combinations. I have shown you that this is the thing, that 8 number of experiments you need to conduct. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is that here, if you notice this, the earlier matrix, okay, if you notice this particular matrix, you will see that each and every column is identical in nature and they are different as compared to the others. For example, you notice the column of A, it will not match with any other column. If you notice the column of B, it will not match with any other column. Okay. So what will happen that in this case, why this is happening, why all these columns are identical in nature, or they are different from each other? Because when you are considering the main factors, because when you will be doing the experiments, you cannot control the interaction effects. Directly, you cannot set the interaction effects. You can only set the values for the main factors A, B, and C. So when you will be setting the values for the main factors, then each and every time you are basically changing one particular setting. Suppose, for example, in case of A, you can notice plus, minus, minus. Okay. Then minus, plus, plus. Okay. So obviously there are also some cases, for example, minus, minus, suppose minus, 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 or minus, plus, plus. Here you can see that two particular runs or two observations are changing, but in this entire matrix you can see that there it is also possible that one particular setting is getting changed each time. That is also happening. For example, here C minus, minus, plus. So you can see that here it is minus, for example, minus, minus, plus, it is minus, minus, minus. So one particular setting is getting changed. So these sort of things are also existing in case of this kind of design. Okay. So the proposal is that if it is seen that it is not a good practice that you just change one particular setting for the main factor and you go through the observation, that means the result or the response variable, the value of the response variable that you are getting, you notice the particular value, that how it is getting changed. Rather, it is proposed that you change two settings of two particular parameters or factors simultaneously, and you notice what happens. Okay, so what will happen in this case? Here you can see that for example, x1, x2 and x3, you have three factors. Then you will have only 4 runs instead of 8 runs. You can notice here that in any kind of run, any run, okay, if you consider, you can see that 2 factors are changing. For example, plus minus minus, here minus minus plus, so this has been changed, this has been changed. Or if you take plus minus 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 plus minus, so this has changed, plus minus, this has also changed. If you see plus minus minus, then plus plus minus plus minus plus, so these are 2 parameters or 2 factors are getting changed. Okay, and if you see the interaction effects, x1 cross x2, plus minus minus, x1 x2, if you multiply minus minus plus, minus plus minus, plus plus plus, if you similar in case of x1 x3, if you do, or in case of x2 x3 plus minus, sorry, x2 x3 minus minus plus, so if you do all these things, then you can see that the columns, some columns x1 resembles with x2 x3, the column of x2, it resembles with x1 and x3, the column of x3, it resembles with x1 and x2. Okay, so you can write it in this pattern. Okay, x1 over x1 you can write x2 x3, x over x2 above x, you can write x1 x3, and above x1 and x2 you can write x3. Okay, so you can conclude from this particular scenario that if you, earlier I have told about the 2 factor, the full factorial design for 2 factors, 2 levels. Okay, so when you are introducing one new factor, you can conclude that the new factor, the column of the new factor or the setting of the new factor will match with some of the interaction effects definitely. Okay, and in this particular case, since there are only one, if x1 and x2, if you have only 2 factors, then obviously there will be only one interaction, x1 and x2, and whenever you are introducing a new factor x3, so x3 will match with x1 and x2. So you can conclude that what will be the column for x1 and x2, that will be also the same for the newly introduced factor x3. Okay, so x3, you can write x3 is equal to x1 and x2. Okay, and this resemblance, it is actually known as aliasing or confounding, and we say that x3 is confounding with x1 and x2. Okay, so if x3 is equal to x1 and x2, then we can also find some ways of the multiplication procedure. In this particular case, what we can get, that x1 we have got that x3 is equal to x1 and x2. Okay, and we can term that x3 is equal to x1 and x2. This is the generator. Why generator? Because this will be generating the entire design. Okay, so the cross product will be x1, x2 and x3. So if it is x2, then here it will be, you need to put x1 and x3. So the entire cross product will be x1, x2, x3. And here you need to put x2, x3. The cross product will be x1, x2, x3. Okay. And since there are three factors in your generator, x3 is equal to x1 and x2, so this will be termed as a resolution 3 design. This will be termed as a resolution 3 design. Okay. And the procedure of multiplication, this is also very interesting to note. That suppose your x3 here, you have got x1 and x2. You have got also x2 is equal to x1 and x3. Now, suppose if you multiply these two things, x3 and x2, then what we will get? x1, x2 cross x1, x3. So x1 and x1 will be is equal to 1. So you will ultimately get, you will be getting x2 and x3. Why x1 and x1, the cross product will be 1? Because the main factor is confound. If the main factor confounds with itself, then the cross product will be 1, because you already know that x1 is equal to x2 into x3. So if you want to make x3, x2 and x3 is equal to x1, so obviously here you will be getting that the x1 is equal to x2 and x3. You will be getting. So basically here I can show you another example. Yes, this example I will also show you the same thing. Yes. Okay. So now take a look at another example. Suppose you have got three factors A, B, and C. Okay. So what will happen? If you want to conduct a full factorial design, then for 2 to the power 3 factorial design, so you will have 8. You need to conduct 8 number of experiments. Now suppose you are using another, you are introducing another new factor D. Okay. So for full factorial design, you need to conduct 2 to the power 4, 16 number of experiments, and this is the entire matrix of 16. Okay. So there will be several interactions like AB, AC, AD. These are the two factor interactions. BC, BD, CD. These are ABC 3 factor interactions, ABD, ACD, BCD. And this is the 4 factor interaction ABCD, and this is base level, where all the column wise all will have the positive value. Okay. So what you will get here, you can see that I have already told you that it is a better practice that if you change two factors simultaneously. So here you can see that in these 8 runs, you are changing two factors simultaneously. Okay, minus 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 minus, so minus minus plus plus, so two factors are getting changed. Okay, or if you randomly any two you can choose, minus plus minus plus 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 plus, so two factors are changing simultaneously. Okay, but with this, if you consider also this thing, then two factors will not change simultaneously. For example, your minus 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 minus, here minus 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 plus, one factor is getting changed. So that is not applicable for this. So here you are changing two factors simultaneously. So if you do this thing, you can see that these columns will match with this column. This column will match with this column. This column will match with this column. And D will match with ABC. Okay. So you can say that it is actually confounding with ABC, C is confounding with ABD, D is confounding with ACD, just like that. Okay. So in this way, you can understand. Okay. So so this is the confounding effect. Okay, just like the earlier case, here also you can see that this confounding effect does exist. So what I'm trying to say, that if you are going to introduce some new factor, for example D in this case, that will obviously match with the early level, with the interaction of the early level design, with some of the interactions of the earlier level design. So you are introducing the factor D here. You notice the earlier level design was 2 to the power 3. The full factorial design was 2 to the power 3. So you will have A column, B column, C column, AB column, AC column, BC column, and ABC column. And you notice that D is matching with ABC. Okay. So this is actually the phenomenon, that whenever you are introducing some new factors, okay, so it will match with the previous levels, some of the interactions, it will definitely match. Now you need to understand that where, from which particular the interaction you can assign. Okay, suppose you are introducing here D, so you need to D, you can say that D, can I put D over AB or AC or BC? The answer is no, you cannot. There are some rules. The rule is that you cannot put, usually it is not desired that you will be putting one main factor with the two-factor interaction effect. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, that main factor interaction effect, any main factor interaction effect should not actually confound with two-factor interaction effects. So you cannot place D with AB. You have seen earlier that in this particular case, the main factor x3, okay, the main factor x3, it is confounding with x1 and x2. But this is actually not desired, okay. And in this particular case, this is not required also, because in case of 2 to the power 3, if you have 3 factors and each factor is having 2 levels, then you don't need to go for any fractional factorial design. Why? Because 8 number of experiments is very less, so you can easily do that, okay. But in the higher versions, it is actually desired. And but if you consider that whether this is a very strong design or this is a weak design, then it will be recommended that this is a weak design. Why this is a weak design? Because here one main factor is confounding with 2 factors. So the problem is that the change in response variables that you will see, you won't be able to understand whether it is the change is because of the factor x3 or the interaction effect of x1 and x2, because usually the interaction effect, okay, for x1 and x2, usually the interaction effect for the 2 factors, it is actually the interaction effect is sometimes the interaction effects are strong, or really it has a significant effect on the response variable. But if you suppose here, if you put here, you can see that it is here you can see that ABC is confounding with D, or D is confounding with ABC. Okay, the same thing I have. You can see here. This is the same thing, the same matrix. D is confounding with ABC. Okay, so if D confounds with ABC, then it is a good design. Why it is a good design? Because in this case you can see the cross product is ABCD, so it will be AD, BD will confound with AC, CD will confound with AB, ABD will confound with C. So this is the case you will be getting. And here you will see that the 3-factor interaction effect, usually it is not significant, okay. So if you find some changes in the response variable, then you will understand that it is because of the main factor D, it is not because of the factor ABC. Why? Because usually it is seen in practice that the main factor interaction effect is much stronger. 2-factor interaction is a little bit weaker, but sometimes 2-factor interaction effects also it becomes significant. But usually the 3-factor interaction effects or the higher order interaction effects are actually insignificant or not significant. It is not significant means not statistically significant. Okay. So what is the meaning of this significance, or how to interpret the significance, that I will discuss it later on, that what is meant by the statistical significance. Okay, because statistical significance is actually different as compared to the general significant, what you feel that what is meant by significant means that is not the statistical significant. Statistical significant actually means whatever you are seeing in the sample, okay, the evidence is also valid for the population for a particular confidence level. So that is the meaning of the statistical significance. Okay. So anyway, we will discuss those things later. Now, another thing, now I would like to tell that in these cases, I have given you the examples of only two levels, plus and minus. But instead of plus and minus, there can be also three levels. Okay. And also there can be even more than three levels. But usually 2 levels or 3 levels are actually preferred. So in that case, how there are also some, some processes by means of which it can be, you can show that this fractional design for the 3 levels or the higher levels, you can perform the same things. Okay. And apart from that, also another thing is that instead of 2 to the power, suppose we have shown here 2 to the power 3 minus 1 design, and this is actually 2 to the power 4 minus 1 design. So all these are the examples of half fractional design, because for 2 to the power 4 you need to conduct 16 experiments, but here 2 to the power 4 minus 1 you need to conduct 8 runs or 8 experiments. So you need to conduct half number of experiments. So that's why all these are treated as half fractional factorial design. Okay. But it may be also 1/4 fractional design. Okay. Suppose, for example, suppose you have 6 factors and each factor is having 2 levels. Okay. So 2 to the power 6. So you need to conduct 64 runs. You need to conduct 64 number of experiments. Okay. So instead of 64 number of experiments, you can conduct here 2 to the power 6 minus 2. So only, you know, 16 number of experiments you need to conduct. So it will be 1/4 fractional design. Okay. So how to conduct the 1/4 fractional design? What are the procedures? That I will also discuss in the next class. But and you don't need to know about the details, the mathematical processes of 3-level design or the higher level design. But because you just need to know how to use the Minitab software, I will show you later on, or I will provide you the link how to perform the fractional factorial design that is actually required for you. So in that particular fractional factorial design, you will notice that the main factors, how you will be selecting your particular main factors, that you will be getting some idea regarding that. Okay. And accordingly, you need to conduct the experiments. Okay. You don't need to know anything, any mathematical calculations, you don't require to know at all. Okay. For example, suppose you are having 6 factors, just like the example, the earlier example that I gave you. Okay. And now you need to you want to conduct 1/4 fractional design. So you will be performing only 16 number of experiments. So you need to put the command to the Minitab software that I have got 6 main factors and I need to conduct 1/4 uh, fractional factorial design. So if you give this particular command, it will give you the Minitab will show you this kind of design table or the design matrix. So from seeing the design matrix, you can easily understand that for the first run, you will be setting all the higher values. For the second run, minus, minus, plus. This is lower values, higher value, lower value, higher values. So for all the runs, how you will be setting your values, the Minitab will provide you. And Minitab will also show you, and this is actually required. Minitab will also provide you, will give you some additional information like this. Okay. What are the meaning of this additional information? It will give you the design generator. Okay. For example, E is equal to ABC and F is equal to BCD. I have told you earlier the concept of generator. So this will be depicting your entire design matrix. Okay. And it will also provide you the alias or the confounding structure. Okay. Now it is less than 1 minute remaining. So now it is almost half minute is remaining. So after that we will join again. Okay. After that we can join again. So I'm going to end here. We will join again. Please join again. It is going to end now in the Zoom.